Namrata, nature is healing. Oh my goodness, you have so many stories about that. What's a story that comes up for you when you think about how nature is healing?
This is the one thing that I can vouch for. Like even like no one can
Like the
no one
expert
can
of it.
deny this. Yeah, and no one can deny this or argue and say that it doesn't work. Nature it does heal. Um, and there are so many stories, but the one that I have in the book that is really is always going to stay with me is when the kangaroo one. It's the one where I was out bushwalking in Australia. Was a long hike, and there was a mob of kangaroos was trying to pass through.
Ooh.
And imagine like you feeling a sense of connection with an animal. Like, and this was one of those huge kangaroos, not like the little ones, but like, and there were about 20 others, and it's that moment where I could have easily scared,
Got
freaked out,
could have
started
easily gotten
running.
beaten up or
Yeah,
died.
it was dangerous,
So you
but
chose connection.
yes,
Eye to eye
yeah,
connection, which can be really threatening to an animal too. And yet you
yeah,
made an eye to eye connection with each other where you
yeah,
really did connect and understand what each of you wanted.
yeah. Because that's all we need. Like we need this from even humans, like that connection. And
Yeah,
I,
deep
I
soul
guess
connection.
yeah. But like nature brings it really out of you. I think like animals are part of nature. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really big moment for me because I could see that okay, it doesn't matter. We don't really understand each other, but we still understood each other. Like he understood that we were just trying to pass through, and I understood he wanted his mob to just pass through, and that sort of exchange was it's magical, like almost, yeah, we get it. We can't really talk to each other, but we get
Here
it
we
because
go.
there's a connection. But there was also a calm connection because none of us were
Yeah.
trying to get at each other. We just like, yeah, let's understand what's going on here
Yeah.
and
You
move
both
past it.
step
So
beyond your fears in a way. So
yeah,
yeah, made that
yeah,
connection. I love it. Yeah. So
yeah.
you let them pass and
Mm.
there were more of them than you, so why not? And it worked out. I love that
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
It's so cool. And calming connection. Well, nature
Mm.
keeps you calm. I mean,
Mm.
there's just the chlorophyll in the trees is actually like natural Ritalin. People with ADHD will go out and like this one chiropractor I knew, he would go out to get his Ritalin. He definitely want to walk in areas where there was lots of greenery, lots of trees, because it just calmed him down so much. So yeah, that was interesting
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it really helps me in those moments when you are, and yeah, you might take some medication, but like it's not sustainable, and like you don't know what it's really doing to your body, and like that's why I think if this is a natural cure. You just go in, spend even like some 10 minutes. I do that a lot. I live in the city, like there's not a lot of trees here, but there's a park, and you just sit there for some time, and helps me calm down. My brain can get really busy and overactive.
Your
Um,
brain, really? Get
and
out of your head,
nature.
get into your heart, better yet, your soul. Yeah, go
And
ahead.
no matter some that's the thing, like sometimes no matter even meditating doesn't help, even just taking those deep breaths doesn't help. So
Yeah,
going in there, you're forced to feel it. Like, you're not you're not you don't have a choice anymore.
yeah.
It's the calmness, like you said, it's just the environment that's created, that already exists, that helps you get there faster. And yeah.
Right. So inner
Yeah.
voice, you have an interesting journey through inner voice where people were commenting you about your weight, and then even though you had lost weight, you're still fussing in the mirror about it, and really just ended up with some body dysmorphia thoughts. So you want to share anything there? That inner voice came to haunt you?
It's that harsh critique in your
Yeah.
that lives in your head. Um, and it's yeah, it's that those stories, and it's not just that you tell yourself, like it's also the people around you who talk about you. They have opinions and ideas
Yeah.
about you. And at one point I didn't realize that it had become I had kind of like taken it inside me and actually, started believing them even when they weren't true. Like especially when it comes to your capabilities, what you can do. It's kind of like imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
but something that has happened like just because people around you are talking about it. And like yeah,
Mm.
it still is sometimes really hard to like um talk, like look at it in a way that is not actually, because it's not true, like not
Yeah.
everything that's been
Yeah.
that inner voice is saying is true.
Right.
So actually being in nature helps me,
Right.
helps that inner voice to just to quieten it down and
Yeah.
reason with it, because I'm not saying it's always false, like it's not what it's saying, it's not always false. Actually sometimes it's also that it's trying to protect you as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's really not
um
coming from the level of the soul. It's more
mm,
coming from your ego and your humanness, the negative inner voice. Because our soul would never be negative. It can't be negative,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. It's interesting. So,
yeah.
and then feel it. So when it comes to nature, um, you have stories about, like a riptide pulling you out and, just going
Mm,
across it, and you
mm,
remembered little things that your uncles had taught
mhm.
you about that. What comes up for
Yeah.
you when you think about feel it?
It's that story in the when I was snorkeling, and it was the waves, the tides got really strong, and when I was going out there, it was all fine, but then on the way back,
It's calm.
yeah, it was
Real.
calm, and then suddenly winds changed, and things start to get really, really difficult, and it's the ocean, so like the water, like it's at the same time, like and I was snorkeling, so I could see, like I could look down and see how deep it was, so like it was a very scary moment. um but yeah, spending time in nature with my uncles as a child really helped me overcome that sense of like fear, that okay, but then of course, like feeling it is important too, like you can easily brush it off, but to overcome it, you got to firstly realize that you're feeling scared, and then
Yeah.
only then will you be able to come up with a solution. So like when I was stuck on the way back, then I realized, okay, the tides are moving a certain way, I need to like move along with the tides, and then you get to a point of like um problem solving, and then then I came back, and then I realized, okay, yeah,
Mm.
that was an interesting experience, but it helped
Yeah.
me realize that, okay, yeah, you feel whatever you're feeling. Nature helped, like experience these kinds of experiences in nature helped me be in more touch with my emotions, and then realizing that only if you acknowledge and feel those emotions, you can come up with a way to overcome them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
really that pattern of acceptance, then letting go. Because if
Hmm.
you don't accept something, how can you let it go? you know,
Hmm. Yeah.
it just is. All
Mhm.
right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks.